We are on lesson 8.10, and we have a wheel today, and so we're starting with number 1 right here. I love when they number them because that makes it helpful. What is an inequality? It's a math statement that compares two numbers, and it uses greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. I want you to get rid of this second paragraph because it really just doesn't make sense. Okay, so on this one it says circle on the line. When you see an equal to sign, what dot do you normally put? We've been practicing this for a few lessons, and that is a closed dot. Okay, what is the number we should put this on? The answer is -1. So on -1 you need to put a closed dot on -1. Okay, example number 2, we have just a less than sign. Okay, that is an open dot. And what number do we need to put it on? We need to put it on number 3. Put an open dot on number 3. You have a test right after this lesson, or it's the next day. If you have the wrong dot, if it's closed when it should be open, or whatever the opposite of that is, it will be counted wrong. Okay, so if it has an equal to sign, make sure it's closed. If it does not have an equal to sign, it remains open. Moving on to section number 3. Circle, is it closed or open? That is going to be closed. That is going to be open. I kind of combined number 2 and number 3. Where should this one be? It should be closed on number 1. Where should this one be? It should be open on +3. Number 4, arrows on the line. Okay, in the direction that makes the inequality true. Okay, this is where, when we first started doing this, I had you listing numbers. So what are some numbers that are greater than or equal to number 1? I would say, or -1. What's something greater? -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, we already know that this should be a closed dot on -1, and then these give you the direction of where it should be going. Oh, I should be going towards the +2, so I need to color going this direction. If you color anything going that direction on that one, it will be counted wrong. Okay? On this one, we know that it's going to be an open dot on number 3. But now we need to answer this this inequality. What are some solutions to this inequality, sorry. What is something that's smaller than 3? We have the number 2 and 1 and 0 and -1. So it looks like I should be going this direction because I never mentioned the number 4. So start at the edge of that circle, because if you color inside that circle, it's going to be wrong. Okay? That is why we were practicing writing our numbers as possible solutions. That's also why we've been practicing the dots so much. Okay, and then it says test it. Okay, everything that you wrote in here, you can write in this blank. So tell me something that is larger than -1. I'll put a 2 there. Okay. So I have -1, it's colored in, and something that's larger is -2. And yeah, it was in the shaded part. Okay, something that is smaller than 3, let's say 0. We had this open on -3, and we were coloring it in this way. Does 0, is that in the shaded part? Absolutely. Okay, so following or filling in this bottom one. Choose a value in your solution, and that would be in the shaded area. Okay, change this number for the letter and see if it is true. Okay, this step and this step, if you write in the numbers, they're the exact same thing. Okay, we are in the habit of coming up with some solutions automatically, so we know where to fill this in. This just gives you a double check. Okay, if you want to practice on the outside, they even give you some lines for you to practice on, which is really cool. Okay, now we're going to go to the book and we're going to practice problems 2 through 7. Okay, we're on lesson 8.10 still, page 481 in your book. We're on problem 2. The very first thing that you need to say is it an open dot or a closed dot? And this one is going to be an open dot because there is not an equal to sign. Okay, and where should we put that open dot? We should put the open dot at -4/5. And as you can see, I have -4/5 circled right here. And then you need to say, what is something that is less than -4/5? -4/5 is just a fraction, it's not a whole number, so I know that -1, -2, -3. I'm going more into my negative numbers, so I have already colored it going that direction. Moving on to number 3, what kind of dot? It's going to be an open dot. Where do we need to put it? We need to put it on the open dot of -2. What are some numbers that are greater than -2? 0, 1.5, 2, 3.2. All of those are greater, and so I colored this direction. Okay, number 4. What kind of dot? It's going to be a closed dot. Where are we going to put this closed dot? We're going to put it on +1.5. Now we need to come up with some possible solutions. We need something that is greater than 1.5. Something that's greater than 1.5 is 2 and 3 and 4. Those are greater numbers. Those are bigger numbers. So you want to color things that are bigger numbers. I think it tried to fool you because it showed you all of this side, but you're like, actually, I need to go this way. Number 5, what kind of dot? It's going to be a closed dot. Where do I need to put it? I need to put it on -0.4. It's going to be a closed dot on -0.4. Now we need to come up with some possible solutions. What is something smaller than -0.4? If I'm going smaller, I know I'm going to stay in my negatives. -1 is going to be smaller, -2, -3. If I'm staying on my negative side, I know I can just go this direction. Okay, on number 6, you have to come up with this part. So come up with a letter, let's say M. Come up with your number that is circled, -3, and then you have to decide, is it greater than, less than, greater or equal to, less than or equal to? So, -3, and our solutions are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So our solutions are like 0 and 1 and 2 and 3. How I like to play this game is, which side is bigger? Is -3 bigger or our solutions bigger? Our solutions are definitely bigger, And then you have to say, am I going to put an equal to sign or am I not? This is an open circle. We've been practicing that open circles do not have the equal to sign. Number 7, pick a letter. C. Choose the number that is circled, -5. Come up with some solutions that it's going towards. -3, 0, or well, 0 after 0 would be 1 and 2. And then play the question game. Which side is bigger? Are these solutions bigger or is -5 bigger? These solutions are bigger. Okay? Then ask yourself, does it need an equal to sign? This is not colored in, so it does not need the equal to sign. You have your worksheet, 8.10 worksheet. You have to do all of the front. On the back, this is way super important, friends. On the back, there are 4 number lines. It says number line A, number line B, number line C, and number line D. These copied horribly, okay? But if you look really close, there are dots and there are shading, okay? All you need to do on the back is say like number 1, is it number line A, B, C, or D? On 2, it gives you an inequality, and you need to say, is it A, B, C, or D? Number 3, is it A, B, C, or D? Or number 4, is it A, B, C, or D? And I'm giving you a fair warning that these did not copy well, so you need to look super close, okay? All of the front, only labeling A, B, C, or D on here. You don't have to solve anything else on it. Last thing that we have to do, we have to make a foldable, and we'll do that right now. Okay, so on this page, if you want to just leave it here, you can. If you want to be fancy and be able to find it really easy, you can cut off this top part. Make sure you leave inequalities because that shows what it is. Also, everything that is on the inside of these 6 flaps, you're just going to put on the outside. So this has greater than or less than symbols. This has graph of an inequality. Okay, this one says closed circle. You're just going to copy that. Okay, this one says open circle. This is the or equal to symbols. And this one just says what an inequality is. Okay. And if you are going to put it on colorful paper, you just have to glue this center piece onto there, and then you can have your flaps. Okay, so now we're going to fill out our notes. An inequality is a math statement showing 2 numbers or quantities, but I like the word numbers better. 2 numbers are not or may not be equal. Okay. Symbols showing that values may be greater than or less than. On this one, remember we read from left to right, like how we normally read. So X is less than 9. Okay, and if you want to put left to right, that might help you. Okay, this symbol X is now greater than, but it also has the line or equal to. number 8. Okay, this is how you graph it. This, are we going to have an open circle or a closed circle? This is definitely going to be an open circle. If you want to put that on all of these, feel free to do so. And then make sure to write some possibilities. What is something that is greater than 0? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay? And then it shows how to do it. So this one is going to be an open circle. We're going to open circle our number 3. And then we have to come up with some solutions. What is something that is less than 3? 2, 1, 0, -1. And then you are going to color that in. Okay. This one is going to be a closed circle. And what are we going to put a closed circle on? We're going to put a closed circle on 3. What are some numbers that are less than or equal to 3? We have to put the number 3 because it has that line. Something that's less than 3, 2, 1, and 0. It's going that direction. We never put the number 4 in there, so. All right, that is how you do your flap. Make sure that you get everything done for today. You have a chapter test coming up next. Be amazing and have a great day.